Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Hot Rod Bob, and you've got Gas, the morning edition. Thanks for tuning in and being a gasaholic, no matter what time of day you're watching, or listening. This is on Apple iTunes, on Spectre, it's on Anchor FM, it's on YouTube. You could be watching this any time of day you'd like, anyway, or listening to it while you drive down the road. I'm Hot Rod Bob, and I've got an extensive and enjoyable history in hot rodding, racing, and cars in general. Where have cars taken you? Well, let me give you some background on me. I'm a hot rodder. I've been a hot rodder since I was a kid. I started out building model cars, then racing slot cars and modifying them and building them, then moved up to the real thing. When I got into high school, got my first car, had to make it different, had to change things. Competition stripe, wide white wall tires, painted the wheels a different color, polished it up, lowered it down, put an exhaust system on it that made it loud, bugged the neighbors, that's okay, spun the tires, and had a great day. Cars have been very good to me. Now, I've built a number of cars, customized a whole lot of cars. I've been lucky enough to have some of those cars featured in books and magazines. My first restoration was a 1951 Ford, and it ended up being the centerfold of Ray Miller's book called Nifty 50 Fords. Cruising down the highways and the byways in the 70s, I was a vanner. I had a custom van. Wild Bill Carter did the pinstriping on it. It was flame, it was cool, and it was picked up by a number of specialty publications from Peterson. We did an engine swap at 289, replacing the little 144 cubic inch 6. Great interior shots, exterior shots, paint. It was noted for its different appearance. Moving on, well, my hot rod's been around and been in a lot of publications. My Maverick made it into a bunch of calendars and other publications, including Hemmings, special edition magazines. So I've been lucky. Now, with that car hobby, I've been able to meet many, many people. Pete Muriello is watching us right now, and I met him through CIFCA, the California Independent Funny Car Association. And the hot rodding got me into drag racing. Actually, it got me into writing for a newspaper. Newspaper said, hey, a new drag strip's opening up in Palmdale. Go cover the opening. I did. I became the announcer there. Stayed for 20 years. Met a whole lot of up-and-coming racers and stars of the hobby and the sport, including Fast Jack Beckman and Pete, like I just said. Oh, I'll get you some pictures of the van, Pete. Not a problem. Now, along with that, I started racing myself. Legitimate racing and competition. I had a Bug-Eye Sprite, a Volkswagen Beetle, a little Vega, bunch of sports cars, bunch of sedans, Datsun 510, Datsun 1200. Won a championship with the Datsun 1200. Bug-Eye Sprite was a heck of a lot of fun. Met a lot of people through that. And still have some friends from those days. Traveled all over the country and across the globe. I've been to Japan for the Moon Eyes Rod and Custom Show in Yokohama. Got to go to Britain last year and be one of the MCs of the British Drag Racing Hall of Fame. Been doing the California Hot Rod Reunion for well over 25 years, and the National Hot Rod Reunion from Holly in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I traveled with good guys, went to all their West Coast events for, 13 years. Got to travel all over with them. Went to Canada, did a bunch of stuff there. I parlayed this hot rodding and car knowledge into many jobs. My first job out of college was an auto shop teacher. I took that and started writing for the newspaper, announcing motocross, stock cars, sports cars, drag racers, off-road. It's been a great trip. With that, next came advertising representative for Superstock and Stock Car Illustrated, and many other magazines along the way. Then decided I really wanted to be with auto manufacturers, and I did. BMW, Nissan, General Motors, Isuzu, and a other German company, not to be mentioned because I had to sign a confidentiality agreement, but I was an engineering test driver. I've been in the marketing, the sales, the technical, the service and engineering, a writer, an editor. I've worked in Japan for Nissan, worked in Canada for General Motors and Isuzu. I've worked all over the United States in different aspects of automotive. Been to the Daytona 500. Been to many NHRA national events nationwide. I've got to meet and become friends with history makers. Drag racers like Fast Jack Beckman, Pedricon, Don Garlitz. Got to interview him last year. Tracy Rutka, Linda Vaughn, Cleo Shelby. Yes, Cleo Shelby, Carol's wife. Got to chat with her, meet with her. Even got to drive one of Shelby's personal cars. That was an excitement. A real Cobra, not a replica. The real deal. How many people can say that? I've been in a drag car. Drove a dragster. Jack Beckman taught me. Been in a funny car. Haven't driven it yet, but I sat in one. Yeah, people are all saying, it looks like you couldn't keep a job. No, I'm just a lot older than you, so I've seen a lot of things and done a lot of things. I've had old cars. I've had new cars. Didn't have a new car until I started working for manufacturers, and then I got into some new cars. I've had some collectibles that are just amazing. A couple of Jags, a couple of Austin Healys, BMWs. Haven't had a Cadillac yet. Working on it. Chevy sedan deliveries. Ford sedans. Coupes. Sports cars. MGs. Austin Healys. Triumphs. I've had a bunch of Chevys. A bunch of Plymouths. Had a bunch of everything. Well over 150 cars, if I tried to count them. I'd have to remember back that far. But the most important thing about all this is the people I've been able to meet. Moon Eyes, Shige Suginama, Chico, and even Dean Moon at one point. We exchanged parts. I traded him a Vortex Magneto for a distributor and carburetors so I could get my flathead Ford running. And he was good on that. He helped me out quite a bit. Don Garlitz, Doug Herbert, a whole bunch of guys. Steve Gibbs, worked for him for a number of years and still helping him out when I can. Cindy Gibbs, Nitro Revival, Hot Rod Reunions, West Coast Nationals, NSRA. Been to a lot of things. But the people, the friends I've made along the way. Joe Barton, Bobby Jackson's watching us. The people that are listening to this or watching this. The Gentlemen's Driving Club in Mallorca, Spain. Yeah, I'm a part of that. The National Woody Club. Yeah, I've had a bunch of Woodies. Cars, station wagons. I've had a few of those. I'm part of the Tri-5 Chevy Club, the Corvette Club. I got to drive the Car of the Year Corvette one year. Friends with Paul Martinez, Rodding USA. Mike Bishop, American Rodder. A whole lot of people. I'm missing a few. I can't remember the names right now because I'm thinking too hard about it. But I've made friends that are everlasting. I have one friend that I've known since 5th grade. And we didn't know we were car guys back in those days. We were 10, 11 years old. But we became car guys. We were Southern California guys. We're still friends today. He's got a GTO. He had a GTO. He's had a whole bunch of cars, Triumphs and so forth. We've worked on them together. He's got a new GTO. I'm helping him out with that. I'm not working on it. We're too old for that stuff. But I got him to the right guy to get it taken care of. So, Ron Dasher. Been a good friend since then. Barry Seifert is watching us right now. Barry lived down the street from me. Had a world famous 32 Ford Vicky and a whole bunch of other stuff. We were hot rodders. Jimmy Miles, the magic muffler Fiat, best known for dropping its crank on the starting line and the driver looking down. Now, Jimmy wasn't driving it that day, but it was his car. He lived around the corner. I joined the Road Kings Car Club. Now, a very famous car club if you know about hot rodding and drag racing clubs, because the members include Tommy Ivo, Don Perdome, Bob Moravis, the Cedarquist brothers. If you're into drag racing, these are the guys that made the history. 19 world record holders, 5 Hall of Fame members. And I've met them all. I know them. We're on a first-name basis. Robin Millar, Pete Millar, Ora Mae Millar. Drag cartoons. I know them. I've met them. They're friends. Jessica Lundgren in Sweden and Jonas. I've got friends worldwide. Neil Panks in Great Britain. Jeff Stillwell. Met him in Bowling Green at the National Hot Rod Reunion. Went to Bonneville with him. Brought me over to England. I was one of the MCs for the British Drag Racing Hall of Fame. What an experience that was. And the people I got to meet. The places I got to see. Santapod Raceway. I've been to Indy 3 times for the 500. I've been to IRP for drag racing. Announced it there too. I've been to Daytona, Saugus Speedway, Fontana, Pomona, Irwindale, both the old and new, and work at the new Irwindale drag strip. I've announced at so many different tracks, including Gateway in St. Louis, Illinois area. And it's just an amazing journey that I've been able to make. And the people that are watching right now are part of that journey. I've met you, or we've chatted, or we've got the same interests. We're Facebook friends, Twitter friends, whatever. Some of them I've never met face to face until we go to a car show. Grand National Roadster Show. Man, I've been part of that for years. My wife even won in her class a few years ago with her car. We got married on the starting line of Irwindale Speedway's race called Night of Destruction. Movie Mike Walsh is watching, and he's a good friend. A part of a motion picture and television club, and got to meet a lot of people through that are behind the scenes and up front in your face guys. And it's quite exciting to see the people you see on TV or read about and get to meet. I've met so many of my heroes from this car hobby. It's just amazing. I've had a very full and enjoyable life in the car hobby and because of cars. Whether they were sports cars, hot rods, vans, pickup trucks, jet cars, you name it, I've been involved with it and been around it. It's fun. Off-road, go-karts. I race go-karts. It's a kick. I've raced sports cars. I've been involved in sports cars. Walked around the pits at Riverside Raceway. Met Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, and a host of other NASCAR guys. Penske, Julio Castroneves. A whole lot of people that have made the history and are part of this automotive world. And just because it's a sports car doesn't mean it's not part of hot rodding, because the principles are the same. Whether it's a Japanese-built car, a British-built car, an American-built car, a German-built car, the principles of hot rodding traverse the countries, the body styles, or the vehicle types. The procedures are the same. The people, well, they've got different names, they may dress differently, they may talk differently. But the common denominator is the automobile. It's hot rodding, it's sports car racing, it's sedan racing, it's all sorts of racing. I've met Danny Thompson before he became a world record holder. Met his dad, too, when he started SCORE, the off-road racing series. I have met so many people. Shirley Muldowney, Lynn St. James, just to name a few. Hot Rod Holly, that's a good one to look up. Names and people that have made history and made the automotive hobby and industry what it is today. I can't turn away from that. I can't step away from it. It's ingrained in my blood. I mean, it's running through my veins. Hot rodding, sports cars, stock cars. It's all there. Been to Bonneville. Been to Daytona. Been to so many tracks, I can't remember them all. Sat in the pits. Slept in the pits. Met so many people. John Force, Robert Height, Jack Beckman, Jeff Arend, Pedregon, the Greek. I've met them. I've chatted with them. I shook hands with them. Before COVID, of course. But these are things that I've been able to do and be part of that are just amazing. I've even been in the movies and TV. Been on TV. Had a show on TV. Been on the radio. It's fun. Been an extra in movies and TV. Driven many classic cars in old scene movies or movies that had old cars in the scenes. Been on camera. Been behind the camera. Took pictures. Had pictures taken of me. It's all fun. It's all great. It's all part of this car hobby. So when you think about what you're done and what you're doing, remember the common denominator. Those four wheels. The car. Now, I'm going to do a gratuitous plug here. I'm looking at two wheels now. I'm in the running to meet with Paul Tuttle, Orange County Choppers. Yeah. It's called the Dream Chopper Program. And right now, I'm number 4. Trying to get up to number 1. Check it out on Facebook. Dream Chopper. If you can, vote for me. I know it's a gratuitous plug, but I'm doing it anyway. Want to get to the top. Want to be on his show. Want to meet and greet with Paul Tuttle. Motorcycle guys. Yeah, they're good. I've ridden motorcycles. I've had a bunch. Love them. Love the guys. Love the gals. Love the people of the hobbies and the sports, all related to motors. Whether you're 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels, or 18 wheels, we've got something in common. The car, the truck, the motorcycle, the hobby. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. All right, this is Hot Rod Bob. You've got gas on this Thursday. Getting ready for Friday. Plan it. Tell me what you're going to do. A lot of people are locked down, but that's not going to stop you from doing some car things. You can get in your car. You can social distance. Just keep a car length between you and the car in front of you. Yeah, think about that for a second. I'm going to do it. We're going to get out there. We're going to enjoy our cars. We're going to have some fun. I hope you do too. Let me know what you did, and we'll talk about it. Let me know what you're planning for the weekend, whether it's a car show or just cruising, taking a drive up the coast through a curvy mountain road. Love those. Took my wife on Mulholland Drive, a very famous twisty road crossing Los Angeles. She'd never been on it. She'd heard about it. She saw a TV show about it. I took her and showed her where it was. Showed her where they street raced. No, not that I did any of that, but I did meet Big Willie. As a matter of fact, I was an organizer for Big Willie's group, LA County Street Races at the time. Not the Brotherhood. I was part of it at the beginning. 1966. What a great time. I'm a kid of the 60s, the 50s. I cruised Van Nuys Boulevard. Where'd you cruise? I had hot rods. I've had muscle cars. I've had trucks. I've had vans. Had motorcycles. If it's been motorized, I've had it, including a Whizzer a chopper version. Yeah, we put a Wizard conversion on a Schwinn Stingray. Had the ape hanger bars, the banana seat, and a little motor between my legs. I was a Hell's Angel in training back when I was 13 and 14 years old. But I loved it. I had fun with it. And it's in my blood. Is it in your blood too? Let me know. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got gas, the morning edition. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on iTunes, thank you. You have a great day. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got gas, brought to you by Service Tech Equipment. You're working on those cars, those motorcycles, those trucks. You need the proper equipment. Service Tech in Simi Valley, California. Talk to Greg Heidenthal, and Craig can help you out. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got gas. Thanks for tuning in.